Here we are, ladies and gents, and this is the update on what happened to Viola Ophelia. We've got a bit more information now. We've made our own assessments. We've done some research as well. So stay tuned. This is what happened to Viola. So Scoot's here with me. We're just going to literally lay it down, no written words, just going to give you an update on what's happened in the last 48 hours since the fire broke out. Amazing outpouring of love, support, affection, and I've even got a Huracan Performante on my driveway right now because Daniel Moore, a good friend and Petrolheadonism ambassador, has lent me his car for a week because I've got 2 prom runs to do and 2 car shows this weekend. So unbelievable. We've all been knocked for 6. The whole Petrolheadonism team, ambassadorship, absolutely knocked for 6. The DMs keep flying in. The amount of views and shares across social media for the fire, basically, it's not something we like to see. But if I can create a little bit of awareness about how quickly things like this can happen, and I don't know if I did everything right, but main thing was to get me and Tia away from that car as quick as possible. That's why you'll see the doors are up with the fire, and when the fire brigade get there, they literally douse in the car with their massive hose of water, and they do the interior as well, just to make sure the fire hasn't spread or hot or smouldering anywhere. And that's where a big part of this update is going to come in. So thanks for tuning back into the channel. It's Petrolheadonism YouTube channel. We've been going for just over a year. Scoot's been doing an amazing job of building it up. Check out all the back videos of everything we've been doing with social media and Petrolheadonism, but especially Viola Ophelia. She will live on for sure in our videos and in our memories, and literally like the sharing of photos in the last few days of where she's been, what she's done, from the VinWiki story to the Auto Trader review to D-Block Europe's music video for No Competition, the Schmuseum visit, the car shows we've been at, the unveiling with Fabio Lamborghini on the lawn of Buckingham Palace, as well as filming with BBC Northern Ireland for the unveiling of my Lamborghini tractor. That car in the last year for me, for Petrolheadonism, for our ambassadors, for our followers, for Sean Huber, who designed her amazing, unique look. The car has been absolutely phenomenal. So left Findon on Sunday after Arbar Festival and filled up with V-Power at Shell Garage, just topping her up, literally I think it was about £90, and then got home, parked the car up, switched her off, came inside, changed, defragged from the event, put stuff away, and then I said to Tia, let's go out for a little drive, roof off, sunny weather, grab you a frappuccino, because Tia and Lola love their cookies and cream frappuccinos. So we went out for a little drive, scooted through town, did a bit of a twat lap as I used to when I was 17 years old in my purple Beetle, and we got to Starbucks, got spotted by a friend, a fellow car owner, enthusiast, and had a chat with him, and then we drove home just nonchalantly around the top of Bedfordshire to get back to our house. Just at the top of the Sainsbury's roundabout Fairfield Park. Before that, we took a selfie while we were stuck at the traffic lights, and then as we came across the roundabout, came to the next traffic light in front of Sainsbury's, I looked behind me and I could see smoke, and then I looked at my rear view wing mirror and I saw smoke. So I'm like, hold on, now I can smell smoke. I said, Tia, I'm going to go through red lights, grab the fire safety stick, started edging forward through the red lights strategically and safely as possible. The roundabout's not got red lights all the way around it, so I went round the roundabout as quickly as possible, as safely as possible. Obviously people may have seen the car, may have had smoke coming out of it. Pulled into the village entrance rather than the A6, because that would have been a nightmare having a flaming car on the A6 for all the reasons of safety, everything else. Pulled into what used to be the Angler's Rest and pulled onto the lay-by there, jumped out the car. Tia handed me the fire safety stick, jumped out the car, she ran, I got the fire safety stick, had popped the boot from behind her seat as I was coming to a standstill. I pulled the boot open, it wasn't too hot at the time, I remember it being hot but not too hot, and I just did what I could with the fire safety stick, but already I could see red flames coming from the area behind the driver's seat. Now that's going to be really important, because the next day when we've got the car at Raj's, we find out why that is probably the location where the fire started. So I called the fire brigade, and then I'm waiting for the fire brigade, and I'm thinking of Buzz Singh, who watched his GTR die burn out to a crisp on the side of a motorway, and he filmed it. And I didn't think about the views or the likes or anything like that. I thought about, this is an opportunity to show people what can happen, and ultimately we would get to the bottom of why it's happened. Now I'm going to leave that officially to the assessors, the insurance guys, because it's their job to do that, but I'll talk through what happened once the fire brigade arrived. As you see in the video right now, there's literally no words right now. There's nothing I can do. They've doused the engine out, they've doused the interior, they've just made sure the car is cold, wet, and the fire's out. They assessed it to make sure they didn't even have to sign anything. Ben Meany and the team at Beds Fire Service, massive shout out to you guys. And my wife came along to check on me, check on what happened and everything else, and I just decided I just wanted to be left on my own. The recovery was about 2.5 hours out, and I just wanted to be on my own to kind of like let things settle in terms of what had just happened. I think the shock started kicking in. I think the adrenaline pumped as soon as like it happened. I feel like I did everything right, get my daughter safe, get me safe, do what I could with the equipment I had, with the fire safety stick. I've done a whole video about that. It shoots for 50 seconds, it smothers the flames, it smothers the fire. Fire extinguisher shoots for 15 seconds and then it's done. So fire safety stick, you can actually put it in the fire and let it do its thing, but unfortunately the fire had already taken. So reliving it now is shocking. It's hard, but my wife came along, brought me a bottle of water, and I just said, look, I'm cool, I just want to be on my own, I want to be with the car, I want the car over there, I want to be on my own. I told people on social media I just didn't want anybody calling me, because people were driving past taking photos and stuff like that, so I knew it was going to get about, and that's the point where I thought I'm going to post that video on social media before others start posting it, or before rumours start, or before kind of getting phone calls saying what happened. And the recovery took about 2.5 hours, and in that 2.5 hours I think I took 2 hours of my life to kind of look at the car, but more importantly look at my DMs, the messages, the outpouring of love, support, realising what Petrolheadonism first and foremost meant to people, how we've touched your lives with the events we put on, or even how much Viola Ophelia had touched your lives, or how much you guys loved that car. When we brought that car out, people don't like the body kit, don't like the body kit. If you don't like a yellow Ferrari, don't like a yellow Ferrari. It is what it is, but that was our car to make her look how we wanted her to look and make a statement the way we wanted her to make a statement. And ultimately she was the jewel in the Petrolheadonism crown. She did an amazing job, and honestly even 48 hours on, people are still sharing pictures that they've taken of her at shows, whether it's D Block Europe music video, whether it's Auto Trader, whether it's VinWiki, whether it's, you may have seen her at Car Wow in the background. Just so many things we've done with that car. That she's done 10,000 miles in a year, yeah, absolutely, and she's been seen, she's been driven, not hidden, and she was a car for the people. And I've done prom runs, I've done charity gigs, I've picked up unwell children as a wish for them, and that car honestly has touched so many lives. So in that 2 hours when I was waiting for the recovery, I literally had that time to not mourn her, because as far as I'm concerned, we can bring her back. She'll be the phoenix from the flames. I want to bring her back. She means so much to so many people. So I had those 2 hours, the recovery came, then we moved into position. I had a couple of guys, 3 guys come down from MK&N, Tony, Mark and Dan, thank you so much, from MK&N Supercar Club. They came down, we helped the recovery guy. He couldn't get it on skates, couldn't pull it, can't break the body kit by towing her on or anything like that. Handbrake stuck on, and at that moment she gave me one of those Herbie moments where she just didn't want to die. She was whirring in the background as if she wants to start up. Pressed the start button to kind of work on getting the handbrake off, and the engine turned over for about 5 seconds, and we were all blown away. And that's when I knew she's got a personality. She is a member of our family, whether it's our community or Petrolheadonism or my family. She is a breathing being, as it were, Viola Ophelia. It sounds romantic, but the guys, petrol heads, will understand this, because there's some cars in your life that are keepers for life, and there's some cars that make it. They're not just a piece of metal. We are, at the end of the day, custodians, and when you sell a car, you pass it on to someone else, especially if it's a special car, not a Honda Jazz or a Tesla. So ultimately the recovery guys had to grab it. We grabbed it, put it on the back of a lorry. She was flying like a UFO, and they took her back to the depot, and in the morning took her to Raj at Supercar Service. So I went to meet Raj at Supercar Service with the car and have a look at it, and that's where Raj gave me the assessment that this was a fuel fire. This was a fire from the vapours. Now, Scoot, I'm going to send you the article so you can put it here right now. There's an article, and if you scroll down this article, it's all about fire damaged Lamborghinis and Lamborghini Aventadors, especially being recalled under Lamborghini for this ignition of fire, and it's when the tank is full. So again, going back to what I said earlier, if anybody's got an Aventador now, just stop on the first click and walk away. Fill it up, £74.52, whatever it is. First click, walk away. Do not go all the way up. Whether it was ambient heat, whether it was that I filled it up too much, whether it was a collapsed breather hose or the overflow, there's a feeder tank above it. Something in that corner there went wrong, ignited the vapours, and that's where the fire started. I'd been out with her for 20 minutes by that point, and it was a hot day. So the fire spread. You've seen parts of the video where bits are falling down, you see the hissing, you see pipes burst. I just cannot believe she did not explode. So I'm thankful she didn't explode, because there was still something to go see in the morning, and the fire brigade did an amazing job of putting the fire out. Will she be back? Will she be written off? I can't say yes or no yet. We're going to leave that up to the insurers. What I can tell you is I declared all my modifications. I've got an agreed value. Dan Elevate Insurance was on it on a Sunday evening for me. ERS, the insurer, have been on it from 9 AM in the morning for me on Monday. They've been on it this afternoon. I've sent them everything I've got. They've sent them a receipt of the fill up of the fuel, so they can see it was literally an hour before the car ignited. I've got tracking information if they need it, but at the end of the day, everybody has been hashtag on it, with it, and ultimately the assessor's going to come out next week. We're not sure. The interior will need replacing. The instruments, the panels inside the car have been water damaged. The engine bay is fire. That doesn't mean like good fire. I meant like it's been fire. It's fired, burnt, and it's going to be a lot. It's an 18-month to 2-year project to put her back on the road. So all I can say at this stage is ensure you're following our page, subscribe, like, comment. How do you feel about seeing a car burn like this? If it was your car, if it was your passion, your joy, how would you feel? I know I was absolutely gutted, but first and foremost, me and Tia are safe, and you can replace cars, but you can't replace a human life. So thanks for tuning in. We'll give you an update really soon. If we don't bring her back, you just know that Petrolheadonism will be back with something bigger, better, badder, louder, as the jewel of the crown in Petrolheadonism. Thank you very much for all your amazing messages, and keep following us, because things are going to get next level.